Welcome everybody, Submission Fishing Live. I'm your host Muto. How's it going today? Let me know if the audio is delayed. I could always switch cameras again. We got a good show for you today. We're going to talk about submission at sea, a bunch of other stuff, whatever topics you guys want to chat about. Pretty busy thing. We got the transition, so it's the first day of autumn today, so it's fall. So that's pretty exciting. You guys get out your get the flannel shirts, pumpkin spice lattes. Do what you got to do. Get your pumpkin carving setups ready. Yeah, it's crazy. Summer's gone, man. It's past us. All the way down. Voice delayed. It's always delayed. Let's see here. I'm probably going to lose the audio. What about now? Audio is probably not as good. So it must be, I must have a hardware issue or something in the system. It was just funny. I got two cameras and two different, yeah, it's good. It's a hardware system, I think, or a hardware issue because I have the one camera that I was on is onto my PC, and then this one is running off of my my tablet. So I've got two different webcams though, but whatever, we'll make it work. I got to get that figured out. It must not be an internet issue then if everything's running good. So should be able to sync it with your streaming software. That's the thing. It's the same software. So I'm running it's a browser-based software. I've got one on my tablet. That's what I'm running here. And then I have it also running off my PC. Two of the same cameras. I don't know, man. It's kind of crazy. Like I could add both streams from the same thing, but I don't know. Crazy, dude. We'll make it work. It's like Inception over here, dude, with all the cameras. All right, enough of that. Let's see what we got in the chat. TV Metal Art, Oos. Todd, number one, welcome to the show. Spinning Rod Rebel, Oos, welcome. Glad you could join us. Spamming those emotes. That's what I like to see, man. Welcome to the show. Arnie Senko, Oos, Bit, got the double. Welcome, Arnie. Glad you could join us. Spinning Rod Rebel questions. Yeah, we'll get to all your questions, man, for sure. We'll definitely get to those. Doug Rubin, Oos, welcome to the show. Does Malihini have a fish hold? Yeah. Can bring a kill bag. Oh, man, you got a lot of questions. You're bringing them right out of the gate. That's cool. We'll get to all those, definitely. Let's see who else we got in the house. Eric Lehman, the judge. Welcome. Oos, Carl Black, welcome to the show. Glad you could join us. Benji Moreno, Oos, good evening. Glad you could join us. Denny Perez, welcome, man. Good to see you. Graham, welcome. Oos. Ironfish, welcome to the show. Cave Dog, what's going on? Welcome back, Cal. All the familiar faces. Mark Yamamoto, welcome to the show. Hello, glad you could join us. Salty Dangler, welcome to the show. You're not a fan of you're not basic. You're not all about that pumpkin spice life. I'm not really either. It's kind of overrated. I don't know if it's rated at all. Martel, Oos, welcome to the show, man. Glad you could join us. 5 Gil Dan can't fish. Damn. 4 or 5 Gil. I've seen him fish. I've seen him catch some good surf fish. I caught an amberjack from the rock shore at Corona Del Mar. It was 56 pound from shore. Dude, that's fire. I got to hear that story. That's freaking awesome, man. That's wild. That's like Australia stuff. Like when you see those videos from Australia where they're catching them from shore. I've heard it's done from La Jolla too, but 56 pounds, that's no joke, man. Crazy. The karate movie video. Yeah, it is better. Dave Rage, Oos, welcome to the show. Captain Dan, Oos, making pizza dough for the trip. Captain Dan's the man, getting it done. Pahukai, Oos, welcome to the show. Good to see you. Jessica Muto, putting the baby to sleep. Oos. Tell Soleil, get her ass to bed. Just bring my kayak with me. Dude on the boat, that'd be the bomb. Saturday's gonna be fun. Yeah, dude. Heck yeah, I'm looking forward to it. SoCal Steve, welcome. Never knew Amberjack ate small mackerel, live bait at the rock shore. Oh yeah, dude. It's like, yeah, they love mackerel. Small, big. It's crazy. That's like that's what most people use down here for the yellowtail, which basically amberjack's the same thing. But making squid is like the candy. That's like the go-to if you can find it, but it's not always there. But normally people make bait. When they make bait, it's usually always mackerel, and then either drop shotting or fly lining a mackerel seems to be what get people to those amberjack out here, pretty close to shore too, out in La Jolla, like in that little cove there. Yeah, man, it's all about that mac. Brian likes to fish. Oos, welcome. So he says it's fire. It's hard to go to bed. Big water yak fishing. Welcome to the show. Muto, you gonna come out with a jig named the Gracie? Like a black belt jig? What would I do? Like a white or like a Brazilian colors? Or like a white gi with a stripe? Richie Rich, welcome to the show. Audio's good in Fallbrook. Yeah, because I changed it. Unless you got that Fallbrook Walmart internet, or is it always delayed? Yeah, sometimes it works. It's got to be a hardware issue, which is crazy because the computer is like, it's a new computer. It's like my buddy built it for me, and it worked for a while, so I used it for months. So it was like $2,500. It's a video editing beast, but apparently it can't sync. My tablet here does better work syncing the audio and the video. It's probably just something stupid that I'm missing. Let's see here. Jig stick, the Kimura. Yeah, there you go. Now you guys are talking. Yeah, I left it out there for sharks, but had a free line live bait. Started running so fast, I knew it wasn't a shark. Man, that's so awesome. That's crazy. You don't hear about it from shore very often. That's good stuff. Andreas built the carts at 5:30. Yeah. So we're going to talk about that, guys. We're going to go over, basically I'll go over the news, the usual stuff. Any questions you guys have, then we're going to talk submission at sea. Those of you guys that don't know, we have a trip coming up. A lot of you guys are going. So we'll go through kind of all the details, what to expect, what time to be there, kind of what's going on. And even if you're not going on the trip, a lot of it is offshore related. So a lot of current happenings offshore, what to bring, all that stuff. So still relevant. And then after that, we'll have the regular show, go over some other topics and stuff like that. So be a little something for everybody. Let's see here. It's cool. I got the double streams though. Let's just go through the news real quick. We had, I don't know if you guys saw this, but there was two megamouth sharks were seen off of San Diego, like 30 miles out, which is kind of crazy. I'll put the link in here in the chat. And what's significant about that is, from my understanding, is that they're extremely rare. There's only 273 confirmed reports ever seeing these sharks worldwide. So you think out of the 6 billion people in the world, they've only been seen 273 times. 2 were seen off of San Diego shore. They're the megamouth sharks, and there's a video in the link if you guys want to check it out. So I just thought that was pretty cool. They're about 30 miles out, right here in San Diego, so that's not very far. That's pretty crazy because that kind of goes with the whole thing we've been seeing, right? We saw the anglerfish wash up, then the sharks, and then there was some other rare catches, right? There was like a lancefish, I think it was called, or something like that. So we've been seeing, this is a year where just all kinds of weird catches and stuff have been out there. The other thing interesting is that there was a new law passed where they're banning seabed mining in California. I guess it's a thing already in Washington and Oregon. And I think what that mostly means for fishing is it'll be less disturbance to the fish. I haven't looked into it, too much. I think they were mining for like resources for like batteries, rechargeable batteries and stuff like that. I don't know if it's the cobalt or whatever it is that they do for the batteries, but that's kind of been a big thing. But I guess Newsom signed something, or who did it, but they banned the mining. So if you're interested in that, I know they were talking about, I'll put that article in there too. But that was supposed to be a positive for fishing. because it was disturbing like the seabed and stuff. So that's kind of interesting read there. Just something to keep up on in our waters. I don't know if it affects us locally. I haven't heard about any seabed mining down here, so I don't know if that's like a Northern California thing or not. Maybe I'm just not aware of it, but I feel like we would have heard about it or seen it or something. But that's kind of news to me. So I don't know where they're doing the mining, but apparently they're putting a halt to that. So if you live in those areas, I did see the picture showed like a bunch of salmon. So I don't know if that's like Central California thing where they're finding the mineral deposits. But apparently that's getting axed. So if you guys want to check that out, check it out. And yeah, those were just two kind of significant things we saw in the quit throwing your batteries in the ocean. Yeah, I think they were like, I think that's where they mine. They were not supposed to. I think they mine the stuff for the batteries. I just skimmed through the article real quick, but I thought it was interesting. Yeah. So who knows? You guys can check it out if you want. What's that? The trip? Well, we sold out of tickets, unfortunately, but yeah, it was open to anybody. Mark, we'll probably have some other trips and stuff. They were on sale from the website, but the trip sold out, unfortunately. Oh yeah, anybody can go. Although a lot of people that in the chat are going. Yeah, so submission at sea. Why don't we just go ahead and get into it? Oh yeah, shout out to Adobo too for winning the heavyweight champion. For those of you guys that don't know, if you're interested in like tournament fishing, Eric Lehman, get a hold of him. You see him in the chat. Follow him on was it Spotty Bowl on Instagram? He does not just Spotty Bowl, but other spotted bay bass tournaments and other tournaments in general. So he focuses a lot on like fishing tournaments. He does them a couple times a month, it seems like. But he's got one called the WTF League where it's like a team-based tournament and pretty regularly. So they had one last Saturday, and it's pretty cool. You get a belt made by TB Metal Art here in the chat. He makes a cool belt you guys get to keep, and you interchange it as you win. So if you guys are interested and you're in San Diego, then you got a teammate, check them out on Instagram, see when the events are coming up. So they had one. But Adobo won the heavyweight belt, so he got the heaviest fish. He said it was on a 40-gram, one of the jigs we make, the slow death jigs, a 40-gram sunset. So I just want to shout you out. Good job, Adobo. I love seeing the slow death jigs getting you guys bit. So congratulations. Oos, Yoshinator, welcome to the show. Double A makes great drop shot weighs. Oh, interesting. Are those like the little long ones? Or are they like torpedo weights? The minimum age, I'm not sure. Old enough, I don't know. You probably have to have a parent. I would assume an adult, 18, I would guess. Unless you, I mean, actually, probably not. Probably 16. If you can drive down here, I guess you're old enough to go. I don't know what the legalities are on the boat, Mark, to be honest with you. I don't know what their thing is. I don't know if they require a guardian or not. That'd be interesting. I'll have to look into that for future trips for sure, if you're not old enough, but we can figure something out. All right, guys. So submission at sea. Some of the things that we got going on. For those of you guys that don't know, it's a trip we got. It's an all-day trip. And one of the first things I want to say is check your guys' email. So the information is in the emails. Jessica's been sending emails with updates from Bill and everybody else. And a lot of people are like, what emails or what emails are you sending? So if you put in an email when you bought your ticket, we've been sending updates and stuff like that. Those of you guys that I didn't have emails to, we got your email and then we've been sending them out. So if the email that you attached when you bought your ticket from the website, make sure you check your junk, check out, I think it's info@submission fishing is where it should come from. So that's got pretty much all the stuff you need to know. We're leaving Saturday, September 24th. I think Bill said he wants everybody there at 5 a.m. So be there early. I'm assuming the boat leaves probably around like 6 or so. So he probably wants us there an hour early. Maybe it's later. I'm not really sure. But the sooner everybody gets there, the sooner we can leave. So we don't have to leave. If everybody's there, we'll probably just leave. We don't have to wait till like, if everybody's there, we don't have to wait till like 6 or some arbitrary time to go. That's kind of like the goal to be there, but get there early. So if we're all there, we're there. Secondly, if you're not there, we will not wait for you. You will not get a refund. you missed the boat. So we won't wait. Once the boat goes, it goes. So I would say 6 o'clock, the boat. So if you're running late, give me a call, shoot me an email. But we're not going to postpone it for like 30 minutes or something if you're that far out. If you're like 5 minutes out or whatever, we can wait. We don't really want to. So be on time. Be there at 5 because there's a check-in process. We gotta put your name on the board, get all your stuff on the boat. It takes a little while for those of you guys that haven't been there. It's a little bit of a process to get on the boat, put your stuff on the boat, sign in. You give the guy your ticket, they sign the manifest, we get you checked in. We got to make sure everybody who's going is going, that your name's on the thing. So it takes a little bit of time. Be patient, just get there early, and that way everybody's kind of ready to go, and then on the same page. We're not having to wait for anybody. You guys are all fishermen. I'm not too worried about it. You know how to get up early. At least I hope you do. Check the emails. Be there at 5. Let's see. The parking situation so it's at H&M Landing. The Malahini is the boat we're going to be on, 5 a.m. H&M Landing is the landing that it's leaving out of. So it's right there where Fisherman's Landing. You guys know where we fish all the time. It's the America's Cup Harbor is the back end of it. If you fish it, you know where it's at. The parking is paid if you park in the zone directly behind it, and I believe it's kiosk parking. You used to like get a ticket and then pay on your way out. Now I believe you park. I haven't been there since, and I think you have to go get a kiosk. So be aware of that. If you do park there, it's probably paid. You can park off parking. There's like a little area between these two hotels where it doesn't cost anything. It's a bit of a walk. If you can find this parking on the street, you don't have to pay. So those are some things to think about. If you get there early enough and you want to make the walk, no big deal. I mean, it's not that far. I've done it a ton of times. That's the basic things about getting there. Some of the things that you should know, I know a lot of you guys haven't been on trips, frequently, or within like the last 15 years or something. If you haven't been on a boat or big boat, I would take some seasick medicine prior to going out. I don't think the conditions are going to be brutal or anything, but if you don't know, just take something. Bonine is probably the best. That my wife, she takes it. She used to take the Dramamine, but she would get drowsy. Bonine's kind of what everybody's taking now. You can get it at Rite Aid or anywhere. Take it the night before, then maybe take one in the morning, just so you don't get seasick. If you know you don't get seasick, that's fine. You don't have to worry about it. But if you're not sure and you haven't been on a boat in a long time, I would suggest doing it, because if you get seasick, there's not much you can do. It's just going to kind of ruin your day. It's pretty bad. One more thing. Captain Dan's making pizzas. Go on the emails and tell him what kind of pizzas you want. A lot of you guys have said what kind of pizzas you want. He's making pizzas for us. They're like small pizzas. And then we're going to reheat them there. If he doesn't hear from you, I'm assuming you're getting pepperoni. On a side note, I'm pretty disappointed about the lack of pineapple pizzas that I've been seeing. So I thought we had a stronger pineapple pizza presence. But all joking aside, just let Captain Dan know. That way he's got a idea. Unless he'll probably just make you cheese or pepperoni or something. So thank you, Captain Dan, for doing that. Super awesome. If you guys haven't had his pizzas, or the bomb. He makes the dough from scratch. He's sending me videos where they're like in the mixer. He's laying them out, showing me all the test pans. It's pretty awesome. It's pretty exciting. And then one of the other things is bring cash. They don't have credit card things on the boat. Things you'll need cash for is like tipping your deckhands. If you catch fish, they'll charge you to fillet the fish. And any other thing, if you want drinks, well, usually they'll like mark a tab. So we're supplying you with 2 drinks, non-alcoholic drinks, and then we'll get you guys a meal. So we're usually give you a breakfast meal or whatever. That's on us. Or you can buy lunch if you don't want burgers. I mean, if you don't want pizzas, you can get a burger. But you're going to get the pizzas, and then you'll get breakfast. That's covered by us, and the drinks. But if you want anything else, like if you want 6 burgers, that's on you. Or you want a bunch of beers and stuff, you're on your own for that. But the non-alcoholic drinks will cover you up to 2 of those. And then the meals, the breakfast and lunch. But outside of that, there is still alcohol on the boat. So that's up to you guys. So bring the cash. And then I'm going to be doing raffle too. So we've got a bunch of giveaways going on. I have like some cool baits, 2 cool baits packages to give away. I'm give submission fishing stuff out. I'm gonna have a rod to give away. Kicker Kevin's bringing in some kicker fishing stuff that he's care package he's going to do. So it's pretty cool. And probably going to do some gift cards to places. Might give away. Think about maybe doing like if you guys are interested in that, I can do like a boat trip or something for myself. So we're definitely going to have some good prizes. Maybe even throw like a reel in there and stuff. So pretty good stuff. So if you want tickets, you can buy raffle tickets. They're $5 a piece, or I think $5 or $20. You do get a raffle ticket with your ticket, so everybody gets at least one. So you do have a chance to enter for free. But if you guys want, you can buy more. So bring cash, just so you can tip out and all that stuff. You know, if you don't want to have your fish filleted, they won't. You don't have to do it, nothing like that. But definitely do think about tipping the deckhands, and that's up to you. If they're good deckhands, tip them well. If they suck, you don't have to tip them that much. They're usually pretty good, though. I've been on the Malahini before, so just be prepared for that, guys. Aside from that, most of your stuff is already covered in the trip. So any other questions you guys have about that, let me know. So far the fish counts have been looking pretty good, guys. The Malahini went out Tuesday, and they limited on Dorado. So it looks like a Dorado is still kind of the thing. And then I looked yesterday, and it looked like the San Diego had limited out on the full day trip. So I'm looking at like just the full day trips, and then looks like today they limited out too. Two different boats. I think actually 3 boats went out for day trips and limited out. So let's see here. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, you can see here. Let's look at H&M Landing. So if we look at the full days, the only one that went out full day was the Grande, but they had 64 Dorado. So with 34 anglers, that's pretty much limiting out for Dorado. And then I think Seaforth had a couple boats going out. Yeah, on their full day. So the San Diego went out. They had 31 anglers, 61 Dorado. That's limiting out. The Sea Watch had a full day. So these are the same range we're going on, guys, is these full day trips. So they had 15 anglers. They had 35 yellowfin, 7 Dorado, and 2 bluefin. So they're still out there. He said the last couple of days they've been getting limits too. So hopefully the good fishing stays in. When you see 31 people and 62 Dorado, it's only 2 fish. That tell me they're going down to Mexico. So you can only keep 2 Dorado in Mexico. Limits in the U.S. is 10 Dorado per person, which is crazy. So that would be like 310 fish, but they're likely going in south into Mexico to find these things. So that's why you get the 2. But that doesn't usually mean, honestly, they're probably catching a lot more fish. They can only keep and report that many fish, though. So that's actually a pretty good sign. If I'm seeing 62 Dorado, they could have caught 100 Dorado, to be honest with you. They start throwing them back, or they went searching for something else. But the 62 is what they kept. So knowing that those numbers are double means they're getting the 2 per person, which pretty much means they're limiting out. And Bill sent a tweet on the Malahini Tuesday where they limited out pretty early too. So hopefully it stays good, guys. It softened up a little bit after the hurricane, but that's good. So keep your fingers crossed that they stick around. The numbers are still pretty promising. So hopefully they stay. I mean, that's kind of the plan. I like seeing them. Like seeing those numbers. That's good stuff. Brian, I don't be the first to puke. No, dude, if you take care of the stuff, you won't puke. You'll be fine. Yeah, dude, next time we'll get on it. Right? He probably was. I probably spoiled one of his. Okay, so what's the over and under that Eric creates a competition on this boat within himself? So there's already, I don't think the boat does, but there's usually a jackpot for the biggest fish. So we can do that if you guys want. That's usually a thing. That's bringing the cash. It's an optional thing. Boats typically don't run that anymore because people are infighting and stuff like that. But that's something we can definitely do. I feel like Eric's gonna come up with something for sure. So yeah, any questions you guys have, just let me know, and we'll go over those. Spinning Rod Rebel asked, should I bring any 2-speed setups? I mean, yeah, not a bad idea if that's something you're comfortable with. I mean, why not? If you got it, bring it. I don't see why not. I don't know if it's like 100 pound setup, 200 pound setup, probably not. I don't think you need that much, but yeah, two speeds still good. Two speeds are good for fly lining baits because they have that nice. You can like put pressure on that drag without having to slam it on. Does the Malahini have a fish hold? I'm not sure. I don't think it does, to be honest with you. I think that's why the Malahini only does day trips. Because I don't think they have the means to like freeze the fish and stuff like that. So I don't believe so. Can we do any fish processing on the way back? Yeah, usually they do that for you on the boat or for a charge. So if you don't want them to do it, they don't have to do it. But usually it's I don't know how much it is per fish. It usually changes per species. We can ask that on the boat, but yeah, there's a charge per fish if you want to fillet. They'll definitely do that. Can I bring a kill bag or leave it in my truck? That's a good question. If it's a small one, that you might be able to bring it. I can ask him. I'll ask him if he's got a hold. It would be nice to have like a couple big kill bags with ice. If he doesn't, you got to keep those things cool or take care of them. I will admit, I was pretty nervous for some reason to go on this trip. At least I'll have friends. Nah, dude, nothing to be nervous about. Are you nervous about the boat or the fishing or what? It won't be a big deal. It'll be fun. You'll pretty much know everybody there. It'll just be kick back, chill time. Oh, Cal's gonna get you. Cal's gonna get you on the fish. Yeah, dude. Cal's been slaying it out there, dude. I've been seeing the tuna, everything. That's awesome. Oh yeah. Oh, you did get the bunny today. You're set, dude. You should be good. I don't think I've ever seen anybody not get that. Let's see. Just catching up on the chat here, guys. Let's see. How does everyone bring your tackle backpacks? I usually just I got a big ass tackle bag that I use. It weighs like 400 pounds. Just carry it on my strap. I think it's the one I brought on your boat. Yeah, or you can bring it in a backpack, whatever you want. Ooh, so ready for Saturday. That's right, man. Let's see. I'm way behind. Yeah, dude, squid. You know what's funny? When I was a kid, fishing offshore, we used to always, when we went to the bait barge and the bait receivers in like Orange County, they always had squid, and we always fished with squid. Always live squid. Like you would squirt ink, because I remember squirting ink at each other, or you'd like set it on the rail and its head would stick, and then or its legs would stick on it, and then you could hook them through the head. So when I was young, going on the charter boats, it was always squid. And then it was like as the years changed, now I've never seen that like in the bait bars. I thought we just always, so when I was young, I thought, we just always use squid. Live squid was like what we did. And then it like changed over to the sardine and the anchovy. I don't know if the squid just kind of cyclical cycles where it disappears. But yeah, it used to be a thing. And it was good, man. Squid's no joke. Or your knees would explode from the BJJ. You're never too old for jiu-jitsu. You could take it easy. Dude, there's some old dudes in there. I mean, I'm not that young. I'm like an older guy. I still do it. Let's see. Oh, you're coming from Riverside, 2+ hour drive. Oh yeah, I also wanted that's a good question. So you guys want to carpool? Ask each other. Jesse was asking if anybody's from Orange County and wanted to carpool. So if you guys know Jesse, was it Brummett? Hit him up on Instagram if you want to come down with him from Orange County. Save some gas money. Let him know, or let me know. I can convey the message. Let's see. Yeah, man, Bruce is the man. Yeah, lobster fishing is what, the 1st October, right, is when it opens up. That's right. That's when we're doing our the pickle run on October 1st. If you guys are interested in that, we're doing a kayak trip from Mission Bay down to San Diego Bay. We did it last year. If you guys want to go, let us know. It was like a 12-hour trip last time. It was a long time, but it's super fun. And it's the same. I think last year we did it the same time as the lobster opener as well. So there was just freaking pots everywhere. I don't think it was that bad though. We kind of got around them. The fishing pots or the lobster pots though, they're good they bring the fish. So if you fish around the pots, people chum the pots to get the lobster, and there's usually fish around the pot. So it's actually not a bad thing. Basically, the lobster pots just chum the hell out of the kelp beds there. It actually makes for, I think, pretty good fishing, especially if we do go the morning before, because people throw all the fresh. They chop up bonito and stuff like that. Then they put it in for the lobsters. It's a great time to fish, actually, believe it or not, because it kind of brings them out of the kelp. Yeah, so the lobster opener coming up. It's a good call on that. You're going on the Malahini tomorrow? Kevin, man, you're all over the place. That's funny. So 2 days in a row. That's awesome, man. Well, tell me how it is. Talk to Bill. Tell him what we're looking for. That's right, man. That's true. I've chartered boats for like my other companies and stuff before, and I've left fools behind. So if we got to leave, we got to leave. You got to show up. It is no joke. It's not being a dick, but you just can't hold up the whole. Everybody else is paying too. Everybody else is going to be on the trip. Like if you're one person holding it up, it's like you can't hold the boat up. Unless you're like, dude, I'm 5 minutes out, we'll wait for you. But if you call me at 6 and you're like, hey, I just woke up, I'm like, sorry, dude, we got to leave. They know that. This is a fishing crowd. I'm not too worried about that. Somebody's ass is going to miss the boat. I guarantee you this. If we get all 30, I'll be surprised, to be honest with you. It seems like somebody always misses. Can you pay through the app as well ahead of time? For what? So what else do you? Okay, so they got rid of the 72-hour parking lot. That was the best spot. It wasn't that far. Yeah, I agree. I think I kind of jinxed that, because for those of you guys that don't know, in the landing there's all this paid parking, and it was like pretty cheap. And I remember I was telling my wife one day, I was like, dude, these people can make a killing on this. Like, I couldn't believe they charged. It was like $10 or something for like all day, or like longer than that. And I was like, they could, and it was always full. I'm like, they could legit charge like $30 in this lot, and people would still pay it, and it would still be full. I don't know how much it is now, but it's probably more. It just makes sense. Hell, if I own that lot, I'd be charging way more than $10 a lot for a spot. That was crazy. It was just a matter of time. The place was like a cash cow. I was recently there. The kiosk does not give change. Oh, interesting. Does it take credit card? Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Oh, it is interesting. What about the one between the hotels? I know there was like one by like the Best Western or whatever. Did they make that a pay lot as well? They probably did. Showing that pineapple love. Let's see here. John Coray, evening, man. What's going on? Sorry, I'm like way behind on the chat here, guys. Oh, yeah. Beers, fillet service. Yeah, usually they charge per fish. I've seen rockfish for like a couple bucks. I feel like dodos were like $7. It could be $10. We can do a big fish jackpot. I'm pretty sure, Salty. I'm almost 100% sure. Because based on seeing the two, like I was saying, I'm seeing the two fish per person was telling me they're down in Mexico, which is okay. We don't need passports as long as we're 12 miles off the coast. You just need a Mexican fishing license, which is included. But the dodo typically don't get that close anyways. Usually they're patty fishing at that point, which is 12 miles offshore. So I don't think that'd be an issue. How did the Liberty and Mission Bell do? What landing are they out of? H&M? or Point Loma. Mission Bell. Oh, Mission Bell is bad. They only had one Dorado for 14 people. That's pretty bad. The other one, I didn't even see that. A lot of the other ones did okay. Yeah, the San Diego had a full day. Dorado, they got limits. Sea-Watch did good. Yeah, I don't know what happened in the Mission Bell. It didn't do so hot. Yeah, Malahini's website said, yeah, they've been doing good. So that's a good sign, guys. That's the boat we're going on. So keep your fingers crossed that he can get on them. Keep your fingers crossed. There's a limit to dodos each. There must be a Mexican. Yeah, that's what I was saying for sure. Bring passports? I know, because not enough people have passports, so we're not going to do it. As long as we're 12 miles out, we don't need passports. But like I was saying, the dodos, they typically aren't that close anyways. They're usually a little ways out, is my understanding. Yeah, no passports. So either way, we're going to have to go out and look for them. Damn, you guys, I'm so far behind on this chat. Hook size for dodos. I would say, so I use circle hooks. I'd probably bring anywhere from 1/0 to 3/0. I was texting with Eric about it. Like, here's a bag of 3/0s right here. It's Mustad Demon offsets. I like the ones with the rings. These 3/0 are pretty good size. Even ones, I would say get 1 through 3s if you guys have them, because basically what you're going to want to do is your hook is going to really be the size of the bait. So whatever size bait we have, I don't know yet until we get to the bait barge, is going to determine the size of the bait. But the size of the bait is going to kind of dictate what the size of the hook is. If your hook's too big and the bait is really tiny, it's not going to swim. So you want a smaller hook if you got smaller bait. So make sure you got small enough hooks. Whatever hook is your preference, if you guys know how to fish. I like circle hooks myself, and just let them eat it and then reel it in. But I would say 1/0 to 3/0, and you should be good. I'd say for an all-arounder, just get 2s, 2/0 circle hooks, and you should be good to go. And somebody was asking about like fly lining or what we're going to use. If the dodos are eating just the live stuff, fly line is the way to go. Fly line is basically, it's just a hook. It's a hook on the end of the line, and you put a bait on it, you hook it on the nose or the butt, however you want to do it, and you just let the bait swim. That's fly line. Just open your bail, let the slack out, you follow the fish around the boat if it's swimming, and you just let it do its thing. That's all there is to it. You're just tying your braid to your leader to a hook, and that's called fly lining. So you're just basically hooking up a live bait and letting the live bait, do its own thing. And then you're just going to change your baits out constantly. If you plan on fishing jigs, what I had luck with last trip was the Assassins and even the Sumos. The 40s and 60 grams. These were money. You guys are going to get some of these on the boat. So I've got a whole bunch. I don't know which one you're going to get. I got a whole bunch of colors, 40s, 60s, Sumos, and Assassins. And I'll get you guys a Javelin too. I get 220, so we should be covered. But I had a lot of luck with these. If you guys watch that video, this is what I killed them on. Got a bunch of Dorado and Yellowfin on the 60 gram. I actually was using the pink, not the live bait, but I don't think the color matters that much. 40 gram too. 40 gram Sumo I was doing really well on. So jigs like that. Surface irons been working too. So surface irons, dodos love surface irons, live bait, but they might just want live bait. So as far as setups go, I would bring something to fly line, probably anywhere from 15 to 30 pounds. I'm bringing a couple spinning rods. So if you guys want to use some, those are going to be my fly line rods. And they're already set up. I've got circle hooks on them. I got my buddy going too. He's a black belt jiu-jitsu. He's my coach, one of my good friends. He's a Bellator fighter. So if you guys see him out there, help, teach him how to fish. I don't think he's ever been fishing in his life, but he's a good fighter. And he likes eating fish. So I gave him a bunch of fish, and he was like super pumped that he wanted to go fishing. So that'd be cool. His name's Mark. So he'll be with us. Hopefully he doesn't choke anybody out. Nah, he's cool. Yeah, you're not gonna choke anybody. So I'm bringing rods for him, and then something you can cast with. I'd bring something to cast irons, and then something for slow pitch jigs. So I'd say 3 rods. Their dodos probably aren't going to be huge. I think a 15 to 30 pound setup, but bring them if you got them. I mean, I'm going to bring a crap load of rods. I can ask. I mean, I do anyway. I at least tear the gills, but I don't see why not. I mean, stabbing the head, cutting. They got to spray it down. I mean, I would just do it for sure. I believe it's included, Eric. If it's not, I mean, we'll see. It's like $12 or something. Not a big deal. Yeah, cave dogs all over it. Yeah, if you like J hooks, bring J hooks. I don't really like J hooks. 40 pound. Yeah, mono. I only use mono. You guys can bring fluoro. I'm bringing 20, probably 20 to 40 pound. I think I've got 20 rigged up on my stuff now. If I need to upsize it, I'll upsize it to like 30 or 40. But I think I've got mostly like 20 and 30 tied on. But I'll be bringing 40 all the way up. If we get into some yellowfin, I don't know. You might want to bring a little heavier setup. Like I said, that one boat. Let's see who it was. The Sea Watch, they did a full day. They got 35 yellowfin. But some of the yellowfin we were catching were like, oh, and 2 bluefin. So I mean, I don't know. I don't think we're going to be looking for bluefin, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, you're coming from Fontana. Yeah, you're coming a ways too. What's our head count? 30. 30 people. Just for the space. I think the Malafini has a fish hold, but maybe not super old. What is a fly line live bait? Yeah. I'll be fishing jigs. I just want to say this, guys, in the outset. If you want to fish live bait, fish live bait. I know it's submission at sea. I know I make slow pitch jigs. It's not a big deal. If you fish live bait, like I don't care. You're not gonna get. I'm not gonna rag on you. I probably won't fish live bait unless unless they just absolutely will not bite the. But typically if dodos are biting the live bait, they eat the jigs. I'll probably be jigging. I don't like the bait tank myself, but it's there for you guys. And I will be bringing some setups for my friends, and I'll bring one just in case. You never know. Yeah, Dave. I know Dave. I know Dave's gonna have that live bait for sure. Oh, nice. Maybe they do. That'd be awesome. Oh, that was funny. Dave, I was telling Kevin about this story when we went out last time. So yeah, Dave Rage, this was the trip me and you were on last year. We were on the boat and we made it halfway to the bait barge, and all of a sudden we turned around and we're like, what the hell's going on? And somebody was like, yeah, I think we left my dad at the dock. And we left somebody at the dock. They went out to like get fish and chips or something. So don't be that guy. Then you have to do the walk of shame. So he got off the boat to order something to eat, and then the boat left, and we had to turn around and go get him. And he was standing there with like his box of to-go food as the boat goes back in. It was pretty funny. He got shamed for sure, but dude, I remember that. I was telling Kevin about that last trip. I was like, why are we turning around? Like, what the hell's going on? They're like, oh, we forgot somebody at the dock. Don't be the guy we forget at the dock. Come on, guys. Oos. Oh, you can pay for parking from Vats on the app. That's a good tip, dude. I appreciate that. That's smart. That's really smart. Just checking to see if you guys got any more questions. I guess they do. I wasn't sure about that. That's cool. The one thing, you guys, that the Malahini, I do like, the Malahini has a huge bow. So if there is people casting jigs, they've got like one of the biggest bows I've seen. And those of you guys that cast, you usually cast from the bow, and then the bait fishermen are usually in the back. That's pretty awesome. I do like the big bow for the casting. Why don't we put in $10 and $20 for big fish, and winner has bragging rights? Give the money to the crew as a tip. Yeah, right now sometimes they do half. That's up to you guys. I mean, I don't want to say somebody has to give all the money to the crew. It is customary to usually give half. I mean, that would be cool. I'm okay with that, but I don't, yeah, we could do that, because then if people, they don't have to do the pool. So that's definitely optional. Or we can do two. We can do more than one jackpot, you guys. Depends on how much you guys want to spend to get crazy. I mean, we can do one for the crew. We can do one for the. But I guess if you won one, you'd win them both. But you can buy into both or one or the other. We got options. It's luckily it's our trip. We're the only ones on it. I chartered the whole boat, so being the charter master, we could pretty much do what we want. We don't have a bunch of randos on the boat, so that's gonna be pretty cool. Pretty much everybody here is everybody in the chat, so we're not confined to just like the normal ass rules on the boat. It's pretty cool. Everybody's gonna know everybody. I think that's awesome. Or if you don't know everybody, it's a chance to meet people. So I think that's super awesome. Yeah, looks like Dorado has been kind of the key right now. Dorado and some yellowfin mixed in. Dorado been sticking around, so hopefully they stay. Every now and then some bluefin. It all depends. It's kind of what we want to do. I think Dorado is the key. I mean, if you guys want to go for bust on bluefin, we could. I mean, I could tell the captain, let's just go look for bluefin. But that's hit or miss. I mean, sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't find anything. So it all depends. Yeah. Yeah, yellowtail too. I forgot about that. Yellowtail are around. They're on the patties too. I don't think we're going to be at the islands because we're not in the passports, but there's definitely yellowtail around for sure. Use cheap hooks for the dodos. Why do you use the cheap hooks? Because they get lost? A broken off line? I use, for leader, I use Iserline. I like the triple X. I know, I think Kevin uses the Iserline first line. I'm a mono guy, so I just use Iserline mono, triple X. Like I said, I'll be bringing 20 to 40 pound. If you guys need mono, I got a ton. That's a good thing. Mono is cheap. Freaking tons of it on the roll. So if you need some, I got it. Not a big deal. Number two worked well in the Liberty. Yeah, I think. Yeah, two's gonna be good. Ones and twos. Three might be overkill. Unless you got big bait. It's up to you guys. Yeah, 20 to 40 pound. You guys got it. You know what's going on. Who's going in the chat? Say I am. Yeah. I know Arnie's going. Dave's going. Salty's going. Benji's going. Yeah. Fishing Rep's going. Yeah. So you put you put one of these on the back, guaranteed to get bit. Circle jig hooks. Butt hook that Dean and let it go. I was having luck with the only time I butt hook is if there's seals around. I personally like the nose hook. But yeah, everybody's got their own style. Here's a funny, no trivia night on the boat. I mean, we can. We should bring what's that trivia game? Yeah, the one that they make like a bunch of different kinds with. It's not Pictionary. Not Parcheesi. What's that trivia game? I forget. Dude, I still have not caught up on this chat, you guys. I'm trying to read like so fast. This is probably like the freaking worst show in the world. Trivial Pursuit. That's it. Fish do it. We should do a fishing Trivial Pursuit. That'd be pretty awesome. That'd be fun. I wonder if they make one of those. If not, yeah, Ironfish. Yeah, there you go. That's perfect, dude. I mean, that's a perfect setup. Oh, you guys are all over the Trivial Pursuit. Oh, Jessica. She was screaming it I could hear her across the living room. I didn't even know she was watching the show still. Dodo, then Yellowfin, yeah. Number 2, butt hook, 15 pounds. Yeah, so you guys, So that's the drill. If you guys have any other questions, that's kind of the plan. Be there early, bring cash, and yeah, hopefully we get on them. Fishing's fishing. Might not catch any fish, but I think we will. It looks like they're still sticking around. Plus, we're everybody here is a pretty good angler, so it's not. I think a lot of times people don't catch fish just because they don't know what's going on. So I'm not too worried about you guys. You're pros. You're all pros, consummate professionals. And yeah, we got the cash, got all that stuff, got the jigging. Yeah, guys, that's it. And then it's fall fishing. So after that, this might be one of the few trips. So the one thing cool about fall is we know we're going to transition. The fall is the transitionary period, right? So summer's already over. We've really been like a month behind. Fall typically brings big tuna again. So fall and spring. So as we transition from the dodos, somebody asked on Instagram, when's the dodo yellowfin fishing going to slow down? And basically whenever the water turns, when it turns cold, when it kind of starts lowering in temp, whenever the current changes. Like I said, the consensus has been we're about a month behind on the weather, which has been good for the trip because we like being a month behind because we're right there in that sweet spot. So the Instagram question was, when are they going to be gone? Hopefully they stick around a while longer, but as we're going into fall and winter, it's going to turn back over and we're going to lose them. But then the big bluefin typically come in. So start thinking about your changing gear, guys. Big bluefin's going to be coming in. And then just rock fishing for a little bit because then we're losing a lot of our. So next year, we're only going to get to rock fish about 5 months. They said that's going to be the maximum. So I don't know when that starts or when that finishes. And then luckily for Eric the judge, back to bay fishing, baby. And it's going to be all spotties again. So I know some of you guys will be excited about that. You hate all this offshore pelagic talk, all the tuna and dodos. We'll be back to talking about spotties, sand bass, bay halibut. So that's coming up, guys. So it's a good summer. Hopefully we get on them when we're at last hoorah. And they might stick around a little while longer, but start thinking about transitioning your gear. Big tuna time, guys. I'm going to start hitting pretty hard here. Start putting all that bass gear away. I know I just want to be that guy. You had the best numbers last year. Yeah, dude. It still stays good late. Especially this year. I think it's going to go late. We're already end of September. I think it's going to be good into October. Like I said, we're so far out. I think they're going to be sticking around for sure. I think we got another good month ahead of us. That'd be crazy. What if they stuck around till like December? Dodo City. We've caught so many. I think I was looking at the numbers. It's been like 20, 30,000 Dorado caught just from like the sport boat counts. Freaking crazy, man. Crazy. Will you be using your 400 and 600 gram jigs on this trip? No, I don't think so. Because unless we go targeting bluefin, I mean, maybe I'll bring a setup so we can check it out, maybe just in case. I don't think there's a need for it unless we're fishing like really deep for rockfish or looking for like the bigger tuna that are deep. I don't think I'll need it. I might bring one setup. Maybe I'll play with it a little bit just so you guys can see it. It's pretty good. Yeah, sheep or ground fish. Yeah, so I wonder if the sheephead are going to get. They probably are going to throw them in, right, with the regulations, because by the regulations they do consider the sheephead part of the ground fish, but not the sculpin. So I don't know if sculpin's probably going to be open year round, like it always has been. I don't know. We'll see, guys. Yeah, but super excited to see you guys Saturday. If you have any other questions, like I said, email us. Email Captain Dan your pizza orders. Sink out the 600 when we stop on a patty all the way down. Like, what's all the way down, dude? Some of these patties are like 2,000 feet of water. You guys drop it, I'll drop it. I mean, I don't know if there's anything down there. I'll see what's down there. Maybe we bring in a fatty tuna. I'll bring the setup. I'll bring the 600 gram setup. Just so you guys, if you guys want to use it or just see what it's like jigging a 600 gram jig, you can check it out. I'll bring it just to bring it. Mexico has no depth regulations. Do you think you can hit the bottom at 2,000? Dude, that'd be crazy. I'll try it. Why not? If we're shallow enough, even over like 1,000 feet, I'll throw it. I'll throw the 600 in like 1,000 feet of water if we get into 1,000. Reeling it up is gonna be a pain in the ass. Well, I'll try it. I'll see what we can do. That'd be pretty badass, actually. Imagine what we catch down there. Yeah, I'll dump a 600. We'll spool it out. Just see how far down we can get it. I don't think we hit the bottom though. Unless I think if we get into 1,000 feet, maybe I can hit the bottom. But if we get in like that 800, 600 foot range, I'll throw it. I'll send it. What, you think we can hit? You don't think I can hit the bottom at 600 feet? I've hit the bottom. I've gotten a La Jolla. I've hit the bottom with like a 220 gram jig at like 600 feet, 500 feet. Right? That'd be pretty badass though. Pull the plug on the bottom of the ocean. Do you imagine just like swirling down from the whirlpool? That'd be crazy. Ever tell you guys that story? Like that's why everybody says California. When I was a kid fishing, and it was like we were out at like Catalina, and I was stuck on the bottom, and I thought I had a big fish, and I was like, and the deckhands or somebody was like, "Oh, you caught California," and I was like, dude, I was so fired up, and I was like yanking on the rod. I was like, "No, I got a." I thought it was a fish. I thought they were talking about a fish, like a California fish or something like that, but it didn't click in my small brain that they were talking about. I was stuck on like the land of California, and they were all laughing, and it was like, oh, ha, ha. So now it's funny with like whenever somebody gets stuck, I'm like, oh yeah, they're stuck in California. I've always remembered that. So stupid, dude. I thought I had the world record rockfish. I was just stuck on some stupid ass rocks in Catalina. I was fighting those rocks though, man. I thought I had it. I thought I was gonna yank them up. Another trip this year. I don't know about this year, unless we do like it'd probably have to be like a day and a half or 2 day trip to do tuna. I can see what everybody's temperature is on that, but the day trips probably won't be any good. We'll see what happens. It would have to be probably a multi-day trip, but I mean that's a big commitment. That's a big boat to, because like I have to charter the whole boat, so I pay for the whole boat like ahead of time. So it's like if I pay for a whole like day and a half or 2 day boat and only like 5 people go, I'm going to be screwed. So it's like I got to make sure there's like enough interest in going. So I don't know if a day trip is going to be a thing this year. It might just be too far out at this point, but we'll see. Yeah, act like I got something on, because you know what's funny, when you got like a 600 gram jig, it feels like you got bit. We'll hand this to some guy who just has no clue. Like, yeah, dude, there's something on there. Just reel, dude, just reel. And he's just gonna reel up the jig, be all pissed off. Cal's in. So you guys are down. If you're down for a day and a half, I mean, we can definitely go get some big tuna. So we can do it a couple ways. We can just all agree to go on a boat. If you think we can sell out a boat, I'll charter a boat. We can kind of do the same thing. Like, we'll see how this one goes. We'll see how everybody enjoys it, because this is like kind of like an event that I'm doing, right? Like with the raffles and the food and kind of the whole thing, giving the jigs away. It's not just us getting on a boat. It's sort of like it's like a little event. It's a little thing. Everybody kind of knows each other, I think, which is cool. So if there's interest in it, I think we'll definitely consider it. So we'll see. Maybe we'll see how this one goes. I mean, some of you guys seem to be into it. Yeah, the 2.5 is a money day. Me and Kevin went on one of those. That's kind of your sweet spot for big tuna, and you kind of get a mix of everything. Like, you're guaranteed to find it. You go in deep. Yeah, maybe I'll look into some prices, see who's doing it, and then we can kind of go from there. The big boat, overnighters are cool. I don't know about that, man. I'd have to sell some B-52 bucktails. 8 days long. That's a long time on a boat. I don't know if I'd do 8 days on a boat. I feel like I'd get bored after a while. Yeah, so Salty is kind of his last trip. I think it is for a lot of people. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. I'm not opposed to it, guys. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. See how much of a pain in the ass it is. Because I know, like, even for this trip, we sold out, but like last minute, I had like 4 people canceled. They were like 4 people. One guy we kind of knew from here, but like there was a group of other people that he was bringing that like we didn't really know, which is fine. But then they like all canceled. It was like, then you got to give like all the money. It's $300 a ticket, right? So you refund $1,200 on people that canceled last minute, and we sold the tickets, which was fine. I knew we would, but it's like it's just a pain in the ass when that happens. So it's like it's sort of the problem. Some of the problems you run into, like when you charter the boat. So those last minute cancellations kind of suck. And we canceled some throughout the trip. It's not a big deal. Like when you're a few months out, it's like, dude, no problem. I got you, right? Or if you can't make it or there's a passport issue, I got no problem sending back the money. But being like a week out and then just pulling the plug, that kind of sucked. So it all worked out though. Just some of the stuff you got to deal with. I've never even done an overnighter. I feel more like than about 3 days is overkill. Those week plus trips, yeah, dude. I don't know about those week plus trips, dude. I'm on the Pat Queen next month. The 2.5 days good. I don't think that's too long. I've been on overnighters. Overnighters are good. Or the 1.5 days. I actually prefer like the 1.5 days and stuff to like the overnighters, because the overnighters, it's like you kind of leave at funny times and then you're fishing and you come back and you're like your sleep cycle gets messed up. When you go on like a day and a half or like a 2.5 day, you leave late. The boat leaves at like 9 p.m. So you get on the boat, you're only up for like an hour, hour and a half, at least for me. And like I just go to sleep and then I don't wake up till you're on the fishing grounds. And then you fish all day, you eat, they make you food, then you go to bed. Then you wake up again and you're on fishing again. So it's like the hours coincide with like kind of how you sleep and fish and eat and everything, and it's not so bad. But some of those other ones are like those overnighters kind of get funky where they like fish at night, and it's hard to say. That's just me. I'm not into like that late night staying up late. Yeah, dude, I'm excited to meet him. He'll probably outfish all of us. I haven't been on a charter in 15 plus years. It's crazy, dude. This charter is gonna be good because we know everybody. The people know what they're doing. The charters with like a bunch of randos, yeah, it can be hell. It can be terrible when nobody knows what's up. Nobody knows how to follow their lines. Nobody knows how to fight fish. It's pretty bad. Even charters with people that know how to fish are pretty good. Even if you don't know them personally, but like you know they're fishermen, it makes a world of difference. But yeah, like the people, yeah, the new people, even just like a handful of them ruin it, where they just stand there and they don't move, and their fish and their line is basically tangled up everybody. They bird nested, or not bird nested, but they've tied up like 20 people around the boat. Terrible. I'm sure they do. I think by law, ADA, you have to have parking. Um, I think you need handicap parking, so I'm positive there's spots there. Yeah, 2 days good. Yeah, it is busy though. Even if you do have the handicap placard, man, it's old people like to fish. That's like retirement hobby number one is like fishing. So a lot of old timers fight with those placards out there already. What did Richie Rich say? Let's get you on a boat. We just follow them on Saturday. There you go, dude. Yeah, that's an option too. We'll be down. What, the old timer looking for the placard, or the newbie? No, I see what you. But you know how to fish. It's like you're familiar. You know how to use a rod. You know how, like you understand fishing. It's not like you'll learn really quick. It's simple when you throw. If you're using live bait and you throw the fish in, all you have to do is follow the fish. So if you're at the stern of the boat and you throw a bait and it goes up to the bow, just follow the bait and you'll be fine. That's all you have to do. That's it. A lot of these people, like, because the boat moves and stuff and it drifts and the bait swims. So as the bait swims, you just follow your bait. It's not a big deal. You just tell people, oh, I'm going over you, going under you. Everybody looks out, everybody moves. It's pretty easy to navigate. What you don't want to do is throw it in the back, stand there, and your bait swims 3 miles up and you didn't follow it, and then it swims all the way back. And it's like, then you basically tangled everybody up. Just follow the bait. That's it. And when you get bit and you got a fish, just follow the fish. If it's going up, just follow it. Just watch some of my videos, like my most recent ones. You'll see the procedure. You just say you're going under, say you're going over. If you're going to be lifting, putting the rod down, you just navigate the people. It's not bad. Plus, you know everybody here, so it's not like, I mean, maybe somebody might trip you on purpose, but it might actually be worse knowing the people on here. Now that I think about it, probably not going to be as nice. Yeah, dude, charter boats are fun. They're fun. If your bait does not swim away from it, yeah, that's true. So if it like swims under the boat, get rid of that damn thing. You want it when you throw the bait, you want it to go straight out. That is true. If it keeps swimming back, just reel it up, rip it off, throw it in the water, grab a new one. Right, dude, that was the good old days. Yeah, that was before diesel was $45 a gallon. Yeah, Longfalls, but that was my rod last trip, dude. That's what I crushed it on. I was casting the Longfall, casting the 60s and 40s. Keep your line in front of you, yeah. Don't be that guy. Follow your lines. All right. The problem is sometimes there's like 6 of that guy, and that's the problem. 1 you can handle, 2 okay, because you could to watch out for him. But when there's like half the boat is that guy, just rest in peace. Such a pain in the ass. That happens too, Eric. If you are on and they're not on, a lot of times people will reel up just to get out of the way and then they'll move. You'll see, dude. You'll be a pro afterwards. Just get the A-rig. Dodos will eat the A-rig. I guarantee you, if you cast your A-rig out there, you'll get bit. They're probably going to destroy the A-rig, but if we go Dorado fishing, they'll smoke it. If you're comfortable with an A-rig and you can fish an A-rig, Dorado they'll eat the A-rig. 100%. It's probably not going to last more than one fish, but that is an option. Definitely an option. Jigs. Who's bringing bait? I'm bringing jigs. I'm going to see. We're going to see who the men are. Who the real men fishermen are. At the end of the day, I'm going to make you hold out your hands. We're going to see who's got scales on their hands. We're going to look at your rods. We're going to be, all right, put out your hands. Who's got the live bait scale hands? Who's going to get shamed? You should make that a shirt or something. Huh? Like, no scaly hands. You guys know if you've done live bait, it's like, dude, your hands just like glisten from all the scales afterwards. They dry on your fingernails on the top of your hands. That's pretty funny. Who's going to have the scaly hands of shame? Hey, I had to do it for the bluefin last trip. I didn't want to, but I had to. I had to shame myself. But I got bit. Benji's going to be that guy? Oh, no, Benji. I have faith in Benji. I will have scales. I'm getting the damn fish this trip. Yeah, dude. Be scale hands if you need to. Do what you have to do to catch fish. Bottom line, it doesn't matter. Do it, get bit. Maybe get one on the live bait, then it's like, okay, don't work the jigs. Sometimes jigs are better though, honestly, because if the bait's not doing what you don't want it to do, bomb that surface iron on top, burn it in fast, throw out a slow pitch jig. It's okay. I think there are gonna be a lot of scale cities here. We're gonna look like mermaids coming out of here. Question: if we're drifting, is there ever a time you fish the opposite side of the boat, even if you're jigging? No, always go your face to the wind. So you always want to feel the breeze in your face. You know you're on the right side of the boat, especially when slow pitch jigging. If you're casting surface irons or casting jigs, doesn't matter. You can be on either side of the boat. So if you're casting and retrieving, not a big deal. If you're slow pitch jigging or fishing live bait, everybody is going to be on the same side. And you want to be on the side because otherwise your bait goes under the boat, and then it's the same problem. You tangle everybody up. As long as the wind is in your face, the wind's hitting your face, it means it's hitting the boat and it's pushing the boat and you're going in the right direction. So the boat moves and all your lines go out. If you don't feel the wind in your face, it means the boat's pushing behind you and your line's going to go under the boat. So as long as you feel the wind and the breeze, you're good. That's how you figure it out. And they'll tell you port side or starboard side. Port side is left-hand side, starboard side is right-hand side, if you're looking at the boat from the back to the front. You know, and that's something that's like kind of annoying, to be honest with you, is we use port and starboard, which I prefer because I was on a trip and the captains kept saying, go to the right-hand side of the boat. But the reason you use port or starboard is so you know which side is which side all the time, regardless of which way you're facing. Sort of like in a car, you would say passenger side or driver's side. Well, you always know, no matter which way you're looking at it or in the boat. The captain kept saying, "Oh, the right side," but I'm like, "Which side? What side's the right side?" I'm like, as I'm looking down the boat, going down the right side, but he meant the right side facing. It's like, dude, you're just confusing everybody. It's like, just stick with port and starboard, please. It's easy to remember. Once you learn it, then you know the side. Then you start saying left or right, and everybody gets all damn confused because left or right, well, left or right changes depending which way I'm facing. Port or starboard stays the same regardless of which way I'm facing. Come on, Captain. What pound top shot are you going to use for jigging those dodos? Probably 30 pound. 30 pound mono. That seemed to work last time. That's pretty good. I'll go down to 20 if they're finicky. Go up to 40 if I need to. But I didn't have any breakoffs on 30. I actually fished 15 pound braid and I think 20 or 15 pound mono with a 40 pound jig and was getting decent sized dodos last time. And yellowfin. Yellowfin tuna. It's fine. I don't think you need too heavy a gear, to be honest with you. Jesse says, I've got some jigs, but I don't have slow pitch rod. Would it be okay to use like an A-rig rod in a pinch? Yeah, I think so. It all depends what kind of jigging you're going to do. So I do like cast slow pitch jigging, especially if we find patties. I cast near the patty and I let it flutter. Then I reel in, let it flutter, reel in, let it flutter. So I'm slow pitch jigging, but I'm doing it using like a retrieve method. If we're close enough to the patty, but I was doing straight jigging too. If that's the case, you probably want a normal slow pitch jigging rod, but you should be fine. It'll still work, dude, even with a normal rod. It's just more work and it's not as effective, but it'll still work. Just bring what you got. Bring what you got. I'm using a 9-foot rod for 60-gram assassin jigs. Yeah, that's a good rod. 9-footer is perfect. I won't ask. We respect your personal space. Yeah. Or in Europe, but you still know, even if I was in one of those countries, you still know which side's driver's side and passenger side. It doesn't, my point is that it doesn't change, right? Like if you're in the country and that vehicle, like it's still the same. Saying left or right means anything. Passenger side and driver side. If you're in that country, you still know which side is which. A bass rash, better than snake rash. I've never caught a dodo. They look decent size but skinny. Weight on them is what, 10 to 20 pounds? Yeah, 10 to 20 is a decent size. 20 is good. 10, they should be 10s. I mean, 7, it all depends what size we find. Right now, they are getting bigger because the season's longer. And then so that you guys that don't know, Dorado, basically the fastest growing fish in the ocean, at least out here in our area, the fastest growing pelagic. These things grow like crazy. So right now, it's later in the season. They are getting bigger, so we're probably not going to find that much. So when you guys are seeing pictures of these big dodos, so do keep that in mind. They are getting bigger as the season goes on. So, and they also get more finicky. They get smarter. So it's like a little harder to catch, but they definitely are bigger size. But 20 is a beast. 10 pounds, probably be pretty standard what we're catching. Do we play poker on the boat ride back? Yeah, if you want to. Hopefully it's not too far back. That's the exact same. Well, the one I was talking about. Yeah, dude. That retrieves money because they still bite it on the flaw. Because you're still letting the jig do its thing. Retrieve, free spool, retrieve, free spool, retrieve, free spool. Money. Money in the bank. Yeah, left port. Yeah, what about starboard? Maybe because there's an R. Oh, I guess there's an R in port too. That doesn't work. Once you learn the sides, then it's so much easier. It's crazy being a boat owner now and using my boat. It's like I'm learning knots, learning fathoms, and like all my stuff I'm keeping, like all the instruments with the maritime like measurements and stuff. That way I can learn them, learning what knot speeds are and stuff. Fathoms is easy, guys. Just multiply by 6. 1 fathom equals 6 feet. If the captain says 10 fathoms down, 60 feet. 100 fathoms down, 600 feet. Just multiply by 6. That's it. So if the captain's using fathoms, that's the easiest way. So whatever he says, multiply by 6. Easy peasy. All right, guys. Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you for joining. If you guys are new to the channel, I'm sorry we talk mostly submission at sea. I didn't have too much topics. Typically, we talk a lot of other stuff, fishing in general, but we got this trip coming up. So just wanted to catch everybody up. Hopefully you guys can make it on the next one. And yeah, be ready Saturday. I think it's going to be fun, guys. Remember, be there on time. If you have any other questions, let us know. Yeah, it should be good. Thank you for all the members. If you guys want to consider becoming a member, you can do that. Click down there. A few bucks, help support the channel. Submissionfishing.com if you guys want to buy jigs. And yeah, I think that's all I got for you guys. Thanks for joining. Until next time, next Thursday, hopefully we're talking about the trip, talking about our catches and everything else. And then we'll be back in the rotation of things and just talking fishing as usual. Just trying to get our black belts in fishing, guys. So I'll see you all Saturday. Those of you I don't see, good luck fishing. Hopefully you're still fishing, even if you're not on our trip. Leonard Oos, didn't even see you in here. Glad you could join us, buddy. And we'll see you guys soon. Peace.